Vale, bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. This is your host Jorge Martin. Familia, it's Tuesday night. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, real quick note. It's a few days before Memorial Day, so that's why I'm wearing the camouflage. Never forget,
Absolutely.
everybody. Never forget. Troops, thank you for everything you do for our country, for our livelihood, everything. It's all because of you. Thank you for keeping us safe. And familia, please, por favor, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, por favor. It'd be fantastic. I'm trying to grow up and get big, just like my amigo over here on the front yard fantasy side. And why did my lights go off there for a second? Okay, I'm gonna see what's happening with this in a second. But yeah, you know what? Also want to make sure. We're doing underdog draft tonight, so make sure you're getting out to underdogfantasy.com. Use the promo code Familia23, Familia23 if you want to do it in Spanish. I'm going to match you up to the first $100 when you sign up. It's the best in best ball, fantasy football at its most fun. This is why we're doing these drafts. I'm having a blast. Get to reconnect with my buddies, but also do a little best ball drafting. So make sure you get in there, get into the underdog streets. Familia 23, por favor. I'm gonna welcome in some people. We got some people in the chat, amigos in the chat. Toronto Dave. Oh, mucho amor, north of the border. Dame overboard. I can't wait.
Dame.
I can't wait for the LA Live draft.
I'm so jealous that you guys get to do all that together. So jealous, but that's awesome too.
She's doing the she's gonna be drafting with Liz Losa again.
So, that's awesome. Scott Fishbowl 12 finalist, Dame overboard, by the way.
Yes.
So they allow cats at the SFB LA draft, it sounds like.
There might be.
Okay.
There might be. Well, I did see that that Mr. Scamper's got an invite. So Mr. Scampers, you better get in the chat. So
shout out Dave from the Toronto area.
Oh man. And Dame, what is an FYF? Oh, we know because we have, and I want to do a formal and yes, one more time. Let's go. I can't wait. I want to welcome in someone, it's like you always say, estás en tu casa. When I'm with Jay Felicio, I feel like I'm home. It's coast to coast. Love it. Even if with him wearing a Yankee shirt.
I wore just for you tonight, Jorge.
Oh my goodness, this is just awesome. Bienvenido. A warm and hearty bienvenido. Welcome to Jay at GMNJ on Twitter, and him on Front Yard Fantasy. This is awesome. Jay, welcome in.
Thank you for the kind words, Jorge. Yeah, definitely. Like you said, it's just, even though, technically we've only met in person one time. That whole weekend in Canton last year, I can't even count on two hands how many conversations we had, and I could have had so many more. And like you said, it was just like talking to an old friend. We keep up and text and, talk a little baseball here and there. But yeah, it's just so glad to hop on here with you. It's let's have a little fun.
Yeah, we can let Joey have all the fun.
No.
So I'm spreading
that the name doesn't ring a bell. I love Joey.
I
love Joey. He's like a brother to me. So he's such a good guy.
That's the best part. Well, that's the great part about being a brother. You can give each other a hard time.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
It's just a beautiful thing. We got Jay and I are waiting to get in the draft, and right now there are 4 spots filled. So Familia, if you guys want, it's a 12-team draft. It's a 30-second clock. There's 4 spots filled right now. If you want to jump in and join us, feel free.
Yeah,
you want to start? You want to draft with us? Get in there. Oh my goodness, we got lots of friends in the house. Dame is very sharp. Yes, and Marty, welcome.
Good friend of mine. He was my first Twitter friend back in the days before I did content or anything like that. Was just on Twitter, just we were looking for ranks and stuff like that. Him and I both were big fans of Jake Seeley and Joe Pisapia and Chris Meany when they had a show back on the old FNTSY days. And Marty is the brother that I've never met. Hopefully we change that soon. He lives up in Canada as well. We talk, close to every day. We go manage teams together. He was in my home league. He's such a good guy. You like him as well. He was a Lakers fan, so you guys have that. You can
Oh,
dry each other's tears. I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm used to disappointment in basketball. So I know it's not what LA fans are used to, but
we're not, but it's okay. It's okay. Well, you know what it's like. You know what it's like being a Yankee fan.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think I think we might have a little light malfunction. So you guys so it's a good thing we're going to minimize ourselves a little bit. So you don't have to see my face. Yes, Dame. Too soon. Yeah. You know what? It was great. As crazy as it was a great series, well played series. It just seemed
Denver
like
is just that good.
they're
Like
good.
it's not, and like my Hurricanes are getting destroyed by the Panthers at 3-0, but I can't even be mad because they're playing awesome. They're just losing close games. We just can't get the bounce. Like, it's of course it hurts. Don't get me wrong, it hurts, but it's one of those things that like they're doing everything they can. It's just when another team's better, they're better.
Oh yeah, that's so true. So utterly true. And you know what? And man, it's so crazy. I mean, as even though it was like a 4-0 sweep, I mean, it could just easily be like 3-1
Right.
Lakers or
Yep.
something like that. And but as a couple friends of mine said, hey, you know what? That gives us all the more reason to be full on invested in baseball season.
There you
So,
go. There you go.
and oh, wait a second. Let's see who else is saying hello. Let's see. We weren't supposed to be there, Marty. We weren't supposed to be. Now Marty? You said Marty's from north of the
He's in
border.
Canada. Yeah, so
Oh,
I believe I can't remember. Nova Scotia, I might be correct me if I'm wrong,
oh,
Marty. I think maybe it's Chris Meany that's from Nova Scotia. It might be Marty, but been friends since about 2017-ish now. So it's 2016, 17, something like that. It's crazy that the way that fantasy Twitter brings people together from all over the country,
that's
all over
utterly
the
incredible.
world, honestly.
Utterly incredible, my brother. Yeah, I mean, truth be told, yeah, here we are. Oh, New
New Brunswick.
Brunswick.
Okay. Maybe
Okay.
must be that I think Chris Meany was from Nova Scotia, or maybe Marty lived there. He's from Nova Scotia. Okay, see, I remember Marty. I knew something was there.
Oh man, and yes, Dame. Yeah, we love. I love now. Which Freddie?
Freddie Anderson, the goalie for the Hurricanes, who has played his butt off. He's just Bobrovsky from Florida is just playing like he was back in Columbus. He's just been standing on his head. These saves that he's been making, he's been unbelievable. I mean, we lost all 3 games by one goal because the first game went to quadruple overtime, almost
Uh-huh.
went to 5 overtimes, and then the second game went to
Oh, that's
overtime,
right.
and then we lost by 1 goal last night. So it's
Oh
not it's
man.
not because of goaltending. We just can't put the biscuit in the basket, unfortunately.
Oh well, man, quadruple overtime though. That's oh yeah, and yeah, Dame, I love Freeman too. I every time I go to a Dodger game, I try and get a picture of Freddie Freeman and I send it to Joey, and I'm like, yes,
Oh, that's
thank
so dirty.
thank you for the first baseman. Thank you for the first baseman. I'm so
Well, did you hear the whole thing that happened with him with his agent when he
oh yeah.
was a free agent about that his agent didn't come back to him and tell him that Atlanta had one final offer? I know you're happy about that, but that's just so messed up.
So messed up, and I'm like, and Atlanta like moved on like in a day to Matt
Right.
Olson,
Yeah.
who's a fine player. Actually,
Right.
the funny part is I'm on my main National League only fantasy team. I won the championship last year, the hardest league. I mean, an NL only league is just, I mean, you need luck, you need
Especially
every
before the DH, man. Like trying to find a hitter in an NL only league, that's tough.
Oh yeah, the DH helped. The DH definitely helped. But man, I mean, I squeaked out a victory last year with Freddie Freeman, and then this year I replaced him with Matt Olson, and
Oh, there you go.
but
Pull.
I'm not in the money. So
I gotcha. I
so
gotcha.
far, it's 4 more
Still
months
early.
left.
Yeah. Yeah. You still got time.
Let's see.
Bob
Yeah,
has been
So good. Now Jay, okay, so we're still got, let's see how many more spots. We got hey, Familia, feel free to jump in. We got about halfway filled.
Yeah, we need 6 more spots.
Yeah, I think we got about 6 more spots to go. So if you want to jump in and draft with us, feel free. It's the $5 draft that's got 6 spots left. So if you want to jump in and draft, and Dame, if you want to jump in and wipe the floor with us, feel free. So like you did at Scott Fishbowl. Now, which is your division that you're in?
I am in the Krusty Burger division. I'm a big Simpsons fan, so decided to go with the Krusty Burger route.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
The original adult cartoon that started it for all of them. That's people don't understand how good those first 6 or 7 seasons were and what it meant to just pop culture in general.
It's so funny. Like I remember, I remember the I think it was like first or second season of The Simpsons, and they had a special on Thanksgiving night, and we were watching it. We turned it on at it was at Thanksgiving. It was at my parents' house, and my grandparents were there. So this is late '80s, thereabouts, like 88, 89. And so abuelita, so we probably had 20 people in the living room, very sitting on couches, sitting on the floor, laying on one another. It's just, this is what happens when you're familia. And
Exactly.
I turned to my abuelita, who born in Mexico, and I said, and at that point they were about to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. My
Oh
grandparents
wow,
were.
that's awesome.
And I said, abuelita, I asked her in Spanish, I said, could you picture this when you guys got married? And she said, mijo, I couldn't even picture television. I was just like, wow, that's so true. That's
Yeah,
so true. So, welcoming in
Albert,
Alberto. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, you're going bowling. Okay, Dame, you're excused. You're
that's
excused.
acceptable.
You're excused, Mr. Scampers. Well, you haven't missed anything. We do have a draft that you could jump into if you want. There's a couple spots left.
2 spots left. We got.
2 spots left if you want to jump in. So
What about you? Did you choose? Oh, you're doing the LA Live, right? So
I'm in the Pinks division, Pinks Hot
okay,
Dogs, which is
okay,
an institution out here in LA.
okay.
So
I'll say I've
it's so
never heard of it, so it must be
it's
a LA thing or
oh,
West
it's
Coast
totally
thing.
everything. It's like there's an In-N-Out division. There's
Heard of In and
Randy.
Out? I've never had In and Out. So
Oh, it's there are people who say that the In-N-Out doesn't measure up. I worked there when I was 16,
okay,
so it
holds a little a special place in your heart.
definitely, it's still the hardest
Absolutely.
job I ever had.
Yeah.
I had a safety pin that held together my apron back in the day,
Yeah.
and I still have it to this day, and it's always a reminder for the hardest job. That was like never complain, never complain. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I believe if you've seen the commercial for, I mean, not the commercial, the video for the song "I Love LA,"
hmm
they pan to this iconic thing called Randy's Donuts, because
Right. Yeah, I know Randy's Donuts.
so Dame, I believe, is in the Randy's Donuts division.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
So it's good. Pangs picks. Oh,
Dang.
Pangs. Well, yeah, Jay, the new puppy again.
Yeah. Yeah, third time, and I tell you what, it's definitely a lot harder late 30s than early 30s, I tell you that. Don't
Oh,
quite bounce back from the lack of sleep, but my wife
um,
is the real champion. You got to meet her up in Canton. She is doing it all. She's superwoman.
she
I
is
cou-
beast mode.
She
Hey, we
really
got
is.
we got good news. Looks like we're starting.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
share the screen right now, and it looks like Pang. I'm gonna have to do I want to invite you on, and you're gonna have to join me on one of these live streams.
Now,
So
yeah, you want to talk about some best ball? That's the guy right there. I think he's done like 150,000 best ball drafts this year, something like that. I probably over exaggeration just a little bit, but maybe not.
they gave him his own shield. So
Yeah.
that's all right. So I'm gonna share the screen because we are starting, and you are. It looks like you're in the four, right?
I am. Yep, I am in the four. Let's
Let's
see.
see. All right, so you're on the clock. Jamar Jefferson, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CMC, 1, 2, 3.
Those were the three guys that I wanted. So let's say which way I'm going to go with this. You know what? I am going to go with your boy, Mr. Cooper Cup. I think that he's going to have a big bounce back
Ooh.
season. I think that as long as Stafford's healthy, you know, Cooper Cup had such an amazing season before he went down with injury too. So he's one of a handful of guys that can finish as wide receiver one.
He was I mean he was on his way to having another stellar season. That was almost what he was doing the year before. He didn't have the touchdowns, but I mean, yeah, just what a fantastic one. Yeah, we're gonna get that money, Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen, right there, Pang.
the wives of
Amen.
fantasy are always the MVPs. You're at 280 teams just this year, right?
I think this is like my fourth, I think, something along those lines. So
I think let's see. I think I've got like I think I'm getting close to 10. You know what's funny? Like I've got 3 slow puppy drafts that are just, dragging to the end. It seems like everything's getting close to 8 hours on that one.
The worst is when you get whoever's on the turn to go back to back 8 hours. That's brutal.
Oh. All right, so Bijan Robinson went number 7. How high are you taking him?
I love Bijan Robinson. I definitely think he's he could finish as the RB1 overall with the expected workload. The offense that he's in obviously loves to run the ball. Taking him that high, though, you're buying all the risk, and that's what worries me. I get it, but I don't think I could take him that high. I'd still take Jonathan Taylor over him and consider Saquon Barkley. But it's not outrageous by any means. I just feel like he has to have that monster rookie season, that Saquon Barkley type rookie season to return your investment.
So speaking of Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to take him at the 12. And you know what? I may try and play with a little strategy that I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown with my second one. I am going to see if this QB strategy that I've been playing around with, what it looks like. It involves getting Jared Goff late. So
you've been talking to Joey, haven't you? Joey loves him some Jared Goff.
So I've got an article that's almost done. I keep postponing it because life is taking over, and I'm also
I understand that.
I also did a video with our amigo Andrew Cooper.
Oh, cool! I love Coop.
And I looked and I talked about this a little bit when I was on Sirius XM with Bob Harris over the weekend.
Bob's such a good guy.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best. Goff and Kirk Cousins, they are home. At least one of them is home 13 of the 17 fantasy weeks of the season. And remember, they were both incredible at home.
Both added weapons.
Yep, both added weapons. And so I'm just like, yeah, they were, I mean, gosh. And of the 17 weeks, they've got 2 weeks where they're both outdoors, and those are weeks 4 and 6. Okay. And then when they're both when one of them is away, the 2 weeks they're both playing in domes. One is playing at the Raiders and one is playing at New Orleans. So I think I'm gonna see if I can make that work today. So that means loading up on running backs and receivers early. Maybe grab a good tight end, and then look at the. So Nick Chubb, you went Nick Chubb there. What was the?
I went with Nick Chubb. Even with sharing the backfield most of his career with Kareem Hunt, he's always finished on the back end RB1, high end RB2. He's pretty much got this backfield to himself, and it's not that he's not capable of catching passes. It's they've had a guy like Kareem Hunt in the backfield as well. That's his specialty. So I think he's going to get increased workload. This offense, I think, is going to be better with a full off season of Deshaun Watson. I think he's somebody that's being undervalued right now.
Totally. I mean, this is a guy who's 1,500-yard rusher. and he's, I mean, traditionally he's the best back out there. Now, this is actually this draft is waiting a little bit more because it's the back half of the second round when the elite quarterbacks have been going on. I've been seeing them go on and start going off in the first half. Mahomes went at the 2-7. Uh, uh, Jalen Hurts went at the 2-11, and we still got to do it. Yeah, we still got Josh Allen on the board.
Yeah, I traditionally am kind of like Joey. I like to wait, especially in best ball on quarterbacks. I considered taking one of those guys where I took Nick Chubb. Just you don't usually see these guys available right now. So
Who are you waiting on? Who is it that you're
well,
the
you know what? I
quarterback?
say that, but Josh Allen's right here, and I don't think I can pass him up in the third round. So I am going to take him here. Um, if I do wait, I think two is going way too late. I think people are concerned about the
Hmm.
concussions, rightfully so. But if he wasn't medically cleared, I know we had the issues with him coming back too early. I really don't think that he would be coming back if there was a serious chance of him not playing for the long term. I could be wrong. That's just my thinking. Russell Wilson, I'm buying back in. I know I bought in hard last year and I fell flat on my face, but he just didn't all of a sudden become bad. We saw glimpses of it. I think it was just a terrible situation. Sean Payton is one of the great offensive minds that we've ever seen, former Giants offensive coordinator. Um, and another guy I really like is your boy Matthew Stafford. He's going way too low if he's healthy, which you're taking a risk, but they lost Allen Robinson and Robert Woods, but I like Puka that they drafted this year. You still got Cam Akers in the backfield, who again, if he's healthy, is explosive. So there's question marks. Everybody has warts, and I'm still in on Trey Lance.
You know what? I until they say Brock Purdy's the starter, that he's healthy and he's the starter, I'm not sitting on Trey Lance. So I'm totally with you on this
Yeah.
on that one. Okay. Oh, awesome.
Ooh,
One of
there
my
you go.
one of my one of my
Uh,
one of my targets, Najee Harris.
love that. He's another guy too that
Oh, I love that pick. I love that pick. Now, I'm toying with uh it's hard to pass up on DeAndre Hopkins at this point. I think he's
Yep,
I
because the second he gets dealt, he's going to go 2 or 3 rounds earlier.
exactly. And
Where
I
do you
think
think he winds up?
you know what? I've tried to think about that one. For a while there I thought Buffalo would grab him, but um gosh, I mean, it's really hard to look at, where he's a great fit. He fits in great. It's just where there's not already an elite receiver. You know where I'd love to see him go? To your big blue.
I would love that. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL since his rookie season. I love DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL. I would love it. I was actually talking to JL and Simon about that earlier today because I didn't see this, but apparently there's been some rumors that he might wind up in Baltimore. So JL
Oh
and
my
Simon both
goodness.
went to Clemson. They're both big DeAndre Hopkins fans. So you're talking about JL getting really excited with that. But yeah, I would love that. And I think he'd fit in, with his type of mentality. He's such a selfless player. And that's what really Brian Dable's brought to the table with this team.
I think it would be an inspired move. It would really be an inspired move to grab him. Um, Gosh, would that just be awesome? Now I'm looking at how things are shaking out. You've got one pick before yours, so
And I was aiming for one of Debo or Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley is going to have a huge season. But you know what? I will gladly take Keenan Allen here. Um, he's another guy that I just feel like perennially is undervalued, and all he does is perform. And he's, people consider him injury prone, but he's really not missed that much time. A game here or there, he missed a couple games last year, but this offense with Kellen Moore coming over, I think it's going to be something explosive this year.
You know what? I totally agree. And the thing was, I was at the game last year when he got hurt against the Raiders and the opening night.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best. He was the best receiver on the field that day. Him and Devontae Adams, because Devontae Adams was also going crazy that day. And I mean, just absolutely fantastic. But then he pulled his hammy and he was out. But I think he had like 7 or 8 receptions in the first half alone. And
Yeah.
he was just open he was 7-11. He was open all night. And so I'm like, just keep him healthy. And I think he's going to be fine. It's going to be a much more wide open offense. One thing I keep hearing people a lot, kind of complaining about, Justin Herbert's ADOT last year, saying he wasn't throwing the ball as deeply as he was. Well, they lost Jalen Guyton, their deep threat, to a torn ACL. I mean, I think it was like first or second game of the season. They lost Allen. They lost Williams for big chunks of the season. Really, who else was he going to throw to? The tight end,
exactly.
And I mean, Austin Eckler and the tight ends.
Yep.
So, okay, so you've got one pick before you, one quarterback, one running back, 2 receivers.
This is how I tend to usually do these drafts. I like balance. I tend to wait on quarterbacks. So normally, most drafts of mine, I would have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. And a guy that I keep drafting, TJ Hawkinson. Come on, draft. There you go.
Get that tight end.
Yeah, he was, man. He's one of a few guys I could see finishing as a tight end 1 over Travis Kelce. It just his usage last year once he got traded to Minnesota was unreal. Now I love Jordan Addison. I think he's going to finish as rookie wide receiver 1 this year. So I think I'm with you. That's why I love your Kirk Cousins pick, is I think this Minnesota offense is going to be absolutely ridiculous this year.
I think, I love the Minnesota offense. I love and the other thing I love, their home game. They've got a great schedule at the end of the season. They're home. They're home against the Lions and the Packers in week 16 and 17. So,
that
fireworks.
Lions Vikings game, my goodness, that could be
that's gonna be
unbelievable.
Fun. That's gonna be so fun. Oh, Terry McLaurin and Drake London both went. Those are big targets of mine. I was really hoping that they were going to fall to me.
Absolutely, Drake London especially. He's somebody that I'd like to go after the post hype sleepers. Those are generally my targets, especially in the middle rounds, because the talent hasn't gone anywhere. People just people get buy into the hype way too early, especially with rookie wide receivers. Jorge, I know you've been playing for a long time. When I first started playing in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was always 30-year breakout for wide receivers. You had to wait for the 3 years. So, we've been spoiled by the Justin Jeffersons and the Odells and the Jamar Chases. Give these guys some time.
Yeah, big time. All right, so I'm gonna keep on my
Jorge, don't do it to me. You did it. You did it.
So and I'm kind of torn on my other pick because I want to go between Chris Godwin and Brandon Ayuk, who I both think are very, very undervalued on this one. I've been getting a lot of Godwin. I haven't gotten as much Ayuk, so I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna grab him here.
You just cleared out my queue, Jorge.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. But you know what? That makes me feel good, because if you're in on some guys, then that makes me feel like I'm doing something right. I like both of those. Even don't tell Joey that I like Dameon Pierce, because I give him a lot of crap for him. But I do, as as an RB2, Dameon Pierce is definitely rock solid. And Ayuk, man, he looks so good. Debo can't stay on the field, and even then, they're 2 different players. I think Brandon Ayuk, no matter who the quarterback is gonna put up a big season in 2023.
Yeah, I look at one of the people that I really, really respect in this space is Matt Harmon, and
Absolutely.
he's been talking about in his charting that Brandon Ayuk is going to have himself a big season this year. So I hope they figure out the quarterback situation, even if it's not. I'm with you. I'm not throwing dirt on Trey Lance just yet.
Yep.
Just not ready to do that.
Right.
Okay, so we
Played him.
got 2 picks till you. You've got a nice balanced roster right now.
I could go pretty much anyway. There's a couple of wide receivers out there that I really like. If I hadn't have gone, and I know people say don't do this, but so I already have Hawkinson. I really don't think I'm going to go with Addison. I think it would just kind of limit my upside. Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett and this guy. You know what? I'm gonna get a little crazy here. Go with Marquise Brown. Go with Hollywood Brown. He started off the season extremely hot, got a little banged up. I know Kyler Murray isn't going to start the season under center, but the defense in Arizona is terrible. They're gonna have to throw the ball. He's, especially if DeAndre Hopkins is out the door, he's going to be pretty much the only guy there. So I keep finding myself getting a lot of James Conner and Marquise Brown because, as we learned from Blake Bortles and Allen Robinson many years ago, garbage time points still count for fantasy football. And Blake Bortles was, I think, a top 5. I'll never forget. I was playing one of my best friends the Thursday night game, and he had Blake Bortles. And going into the fourth quarter, I'm not kidding you, he had like 4 points. And then he threw 3 fourth quarter touchdowns and wound up with like close to 30. I was so mad because, of course, you want to beat your best friend, and especially to have that happen with a guy like it. And actually, I think he had the stack. I think he had Allen Robinson and Blake Bortles. That was just brutal.
Oh man, that's oh, that one's but yeah, okay, so we're back to you though. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 3 receivers, and a tight end. Nice balanced roster. This is a great pick. Oh, Deontay Johnson just went before you. So
yeah, and I was just about to pick him too, even though you know what? I just keep targeting ugly offenses because they have to score points too. I love Rashad White. They really didn't do much in the backfield. I don't think that they're going to sign one of the Zekes or bring back old man Lenny. He's got this backfield pretty much to himself. And again, these bad teams are going to have to score points. Whether it's garbage time, give me the guy that's going to get a lot of volume.
I agree on that one. He's just, he's very undervalued. He's great receiver. People have been, people in my respect, Brett Whitefield, who was at the Senior Bowl last year, was just raving about him. John Hanson also at the Senior Bowl can't stop, to the John Hanson. That's one of his big recommendations. They're not going to add to that team. They're not going to go and get another big time, a running back to pay him money because that's not the kind of roster they're looking to build. So I don't see that. So I'm looking at what am I looking at here? I really like Jahan Dotson and Brandon Cooks. Do I want to go tight end? Evan Ingram is a possibility. Oh, wait a second. Any running backs that I like at this point? No, I'm not liking these guys right now. So
yeah, they're kind of all pretty much the same. Nobody really stands out. Some warts.
Yeah, definitely some warts going on. So I'm looking at this. You know what? I don't mind. I'm gonna, in your honor, I'm gonna take Darren Waller.
I appreciate that, and I like the pick. I'm not a homer when it comes to fantasy, but I like Darren Waller a lot this season. Jalen Hyatt, the big draft pick, wide receiver for us. He's not a guy that's going to be an alpha, especially year one. Darren Waller is likely going to lead this team in targets. So I think you made a solid pick there if he's able to stay on the field.
And I'm gonna grab Rashad Bateman on this one. I'm hoping that he comes back healthy. And
I love that.
As they open up the offense a little bit more. So right now I've got a 3-5-1 build, 3-4-1 build, 3 running backs, 4. So now next round is where I hope to be targeting quarterback. Let me see if they're going to be there for me. Let's see. So I'm 21 picks away. So 108. Cousins is the 101 right now. Everybody in front of me has a quarterback. So, so as long
They
as
must have
people.
heard you because we're getting a nice little quarterback run. 2 guys I had in my queue are now gone.
So right now it's Anthony Richardson. Where do you stand on Anthony Richardson this year on single QB redraft?
Single QB, I'm likely not touching him unless I can get him super late, just because, similar to what I said with Bijan, is you're buying all the risk. You look back at Lamar Jackson, the year that he went off. The reason he won so many people championships, that's why I have his jersey back here. He won me a lot of money that year. I'm on the clock, so give me just one
Oh yeah,
second. Couple of different ways I can go here.
Dak went.
Um, you know
So
what?
I'm
I'm going to
hoping
go with
first.
another running back that I'm buying the bounce back for is AJ Dillon. I think, Aaron Jones is getting up there. This offense is likely going to have to run the ball a lot more than they have in the past. I love AJ Dillon this year, especially where he's going. I mean, last year he was going in the fifth, sixth round. Get him at the end of the eighth. I'll take that all day.
And you know what? And it's player. Oh, Thirsty Hippo's still staying away from the quarterbacks. So, but Thirsty Hippo's coming back. So I think I have a feeling Thirsty Hippo, he or she is going to be taking Anthony Richardson.
I really wanted one of Tua or Deshaun Watson, but both of them went.
Ooh.
And I just, the way that I waited on getting my second and third running backs, I wanted to, get 2 guys with a little bit of upside.
Let's see. We had David Montgomery go. So I got. Let's see how many more picks until. So I've still got 12 picks before. So you're gonna go before me. Oh no, Kirk Cousins just went. C Knox, of course. C
Must be
Knox.
watching.
Oh yeah, Cousins and Kamara. So all right. So I'm gonna have to. All right, who do I have?
What was I? Oh, before I was picking, I was talking about Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
The reason he won people championships is because you got him so late. You didn't
Mm-hmm.
have to buy that risk. And then the next year, everybody drafted him so high. He didn't have an MVP season. He was still amazing, but everybody bought the risk, and you didn't get the return.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. You're right about buying the risk. Okay, you're back on. So Anthony Richardson just went to Thirsty Hippo, just like I thought. But I didn't think. C Knox, you foiled my strategy. They're obviously listening.
I guess I'll go with the homer pick. I'll go with Danny Dimes.
There you go. There you go. Elijah Moore. All right.
I love the Elijah Moore pick too. That's another guy that post-type sleeper that people are just forgetting about. He didn't all of a sudden just get bad. And he's in a great position to become the number 2 option in that Cleveland offense that they keep saying is going to open it up a lot more this year. I think Elijah Moore is going to have a good season.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. Daniel Jones was somebody that I was looking at. So you know what? I got a few picks before you go again. 15 touchdowns last year. What is your outlook this year for your G-men?
I think we are ahead of schedule. I didn't think we were going to win the Super Bowl last year. I didn't think we were going to make the playoffs last year. Full disclosure, I was ready to pull the plug on Daniel Jones, restart, kind of throw the season, be up there in the mix for the Bryce Youngs and the CJ Strouds and stuff like that. But Brian Daboll seems to really be the quarterback whisperer, and I don't think Daniel Jones is ever going to be that quarterback that can take the team on his shoulders and will them to a victory. I think he can be good enough. A more mobile Eli Manning. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls. Was he ever Peyton Manning? Was he ever in the MVP consideration? No, but he was good enough. And I think that can be the case with Daniel Jones. I'm not excited that Daniel Jones is back, but I'm not mad either. I'm just kind of okay with it. I think we'll make the playoffs again this year. If we go out and get a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, then I guess you never know. The team that won in 2007 had no business beating the undefeated Patriots, but
those gutty little New York Giants, New York football Giants with that defensive front that's like full of Hall of Famers.
Yep, it was Justin Tuck, OCU Minora. I think it was Strahan and
Yep.
What was his name? BJ Hill, I think.
Oh
There was
yes.
a couple of guys that a couple of rooks that we had one formation was our NASCAR formation. We had all the ends on the line, and they said it was basically just all the fast ends just go up there and just that's how you beat Brady. You just get pressure on him.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm playing around with because I always like to grab three quarterbacks, especially in this kind of build where I waited on quarterback. I want to grab three, and so I'm doing this. Oh, so I think one of the reasons why I'm getting Waller. I think this is the second or third time that I've grabbed Waller is the offensive coordinator was on the staff in Kansas City where they were building that offense around Travis Kelce. So I'm kind of like I'm wondering how many of those concepts are going to carry over with Darren Waller when there's really no focal point wide receiver. They keep talking about there's a bunch of slot guys, and yes, they need love too. But I think Waller will be a focal point, and I'm going to let you pick, and then let me know what you're thinking on your pick.
Oh, I just got sniped. I wanted P Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with you. I think you're 100% right. I mean, look what they did with Daniel Bellinger last year. When he was on the field, he got injured. I think he broke his orbital bone or something along those lines. Was out for a little bit. Let me see. I am on the clock. Let's go with Let's go with another running back, another guy that I'm a big fan of, Mr. Damian Harris. I think he's in line. Getting both
ooh.
him and Josh Allen should lock up a lot of rushing touchdowns, whether it goes to Josh Allen or Damian Harris. So happy to get him here. But I'm with you. I think really it's a bunch of slot guys, then Isaiah Hodgins, and that's pretty much it. And
Thirsty Hippo is definitely listening. Took off away from me, so I lost out on that stack for Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That's tough.
Yeah, so Lamar's gone. Do I go? What do I do with the quarterback? So I mean, you know what? That's fine. That's fine. I've got Rodgers. I like what he's gonna do. This may be kind of like the resurgence pick. I'm gonna see what I may go like Rodgers, Wilson, and Stafford. That kind of build.
Do what you got to do, man.
That one's. Oh man, yeah. But that's the thing. You know what? If you want to do something, it's just This is just showing you that you've got to go get your guy.
Yep.
And you've got two. Okay, we've got two spots before you. Nice. Again, I keep calling you a nice balanced roster. Allen and Jones, gosh, two guys from the Dable coaching tree.
I didn't even think about that.
So it's a Thirsty Hippo. Let's see what Thirsty Hippo. Oh, Alan Lazard took Alan Lazard away from me.
And me. That was the guy I had in my queue. Where should I go? Where should we go? You know what? All these wide receivers and running backs really they're all kind of the same. So I think I am going to take my third quarterback just a little early. And you know what? Actually, no. I see one guy I like. I'm going to go with the Rook, Kendre Miller.
Ooh, talk to me on that one.
I love him. I think he is going to, we don't know how much time Alvin Kamara is going to miss. But he's even if he doesn't miss a whole lot of time, he's starting to get up there in age. Same thing with Jamal Williams. Kendre Miller can do it all, even though they didn't use him at TCU as a pass catcher. Again, it's kind of like Nick Chubb. It's not because he wasn't capable. I think he's one of the running backs that could wind up being the lead back in the backfield sooner rather than later. So that's what I really like to target rookie running backs and rookie wide receivers in best ball because, those are the ones that can step in and make all the difference in a season.
In the back half, especially the back half of the season, right, when the games are so important, you're going to be playing for, placement in fantasy playoffs. And in best ball, if you're looking to place in big time tournaments like the Puppy or the Best Ball Mania, you want to make sure that you've got those guys that are going nuts late in the season. I know Liam Murphy, who won in 2021 Best Ball Mania 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown was one of his last picks, and he
Oh,
went just
wow.
absolutely ballistic.
He won me a championship. Amon-Ra St. Brown did. He, those last 4 or 5 games, he was just unbelievable. And that's especially in something like this. I could have went with a safer pick and went with Jamal Williams. Definitely don't. He's not going to score as many touchdowns as he did last year. Without the touchdowns, what is Jamal Williams' upside? It's not there. So give me the risk on Kendre Miller, a guy who, does have that upside.
I great call. Okay, so now I'm gonna play around a little bit. This is Davis Pang. This pick is for you. Russell at QB 19 overall solid. I'm grabbing Russell Wilson at this point. I'm gonna grab him, and let's see. Do I want to grab a receiver or let's see.
That was the quarterback I was this close to drafting until I saw Kendre Miller was Russell. So.
Oh man, you know what? This one. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna take a shot on Jalen Hyatt, having a couple games here and there where he really blows up.
Daniel Jones is good with the deep ball. He had a great deep ball completion percentage. I don't know if the numbers off the top of my head, but I love that. I love the pick of Jalen Hyatt. I really wanted us to wind up with Addison. That's a guy I was dead set on, and of course he went to Minnesota, which for his fantasy value I like even more. As a fan, I wanted Jordan Addison, but I really like Hyatt where we got him. I think he was a steal in the 3rd round.
Big time. I mean, there was first round talk with him.
Yep.
So that's one that I really like. So Davis Pang, I hope you like that pick. So I'm looking at this one. So okay, so how many more picks before we get back to you? I'm 17 for me.
I've got 2.
Okay.
I think I am gonna go quarterback. Which way do I want to go? Depends what these guys do. If think I might go, hopefully they're not watching, go with the Matthew Stafford Cooper Kupp stack, because if they both come back healthy, that could be absolutely killer.
Yeah, Stafford is definitely in my queue.
We'll see. Hopefully okay. I got scared when I saw that purple. I'm gonna go with Matthew Stafford here. I just take the shot at that stack. If they turned back the clock 2 years ago, I mean that's an absolute theft.
He's healthy. I mean, this is a guy who threw for close to 5,000 yards 2 years ago, and he didn't throw last year because he was having problems with his arm, but there's no problems. He's full speed ahead on throwing. So I love that pick. I've been grabbing him as my 2nd or 3rd quarterback all best ball season. I think he's a great pick.
And the way that, and I'm not attempting to rub salt in the wound by any means, but the way that the season fell apart so quickly for the Rams, you definitely have to think that played a part in him not coming back. They looked like they weren't going to make the playoffs from very early on in the season. Cooper Kupp goes down, everything else. There was no reason to bring him back. Give him a chance to get healthy, and go for another ring maybe this year.
I don't know about a ring. They're gonna, but because of the other thing, their defense is not going to be good this year.
Yeah,
they've got a very, very young and inexperienced secondary, so they're going to be in a lot of shootouts, which is going to be perfect for you,
right?
Especially
yeah. Give me that for fantasy all day long.
All day long.
You know what? Even though I got Josh Allen, I regret the pick, and I realize why I wait on quarterback, because I would much rather have taken. What are some of the players that went around that time? If I can scroll back there. Let's see. I took him. It was the 3rd round. Yeah, 3rd round. So Derrick Henry. I should have went Breece Hall. I wish I would have went Breece Hall because, Trey Lance, heck, Bryce Young, Brock Purdy. I know this is going to sound bad. I'm in on Mac Jones this year, where he's going. Getting Bill O'Brien back. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't think he's going to be a QB. Oh, shoot. I'm on the clock.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
10
let's
seconds.
see. Ooh, I got to go with my boy. I love me some Jeff Wilson Jr.
Oh yes. You know
Love
what?
Jeff Wilson Jr.
Ambiguous backfield, but you know what? He's going to get spike weeks.
Yep, exactly. Um, I don't even remember what I was talking about there. Oh, just there's so much quarterback value left, and especially in best ball where you don't have to pick which one to start. I wish I would have waited. Don't get me wrong. I'll happily take Josh Allen, but I wait on quarterback for a reason.
So wow, this is tough. So Rogers, Wilson. I'm looking at this one. I was going to take a shot at Jordan Love as my third quarterback there to have a little fun, but
I
Snickler
like that.
Rabbit.
I like that, especially the weapon. They finally draft a wide receiver when Aaron Rodgers is out the door. But he's got some weapons, man, with Christian Watson, Romeo Dubs, Jalen Reed. They've got some weapons, and like you said, it's gonna be interesting. They're gonna have to play keep up in this offense. Excuse me, in that division with the Lions, with the Lions with the Vikings. They're gonna have to score some points.
So let's see. Can I afford to wait on quarterback when I've got or you know what? I'm going to wait on quarterback for this one. Who are some of the guys that I like? You know what? Marquez Valdez Scantling is going to have some. He's going to have some spike weeks.
Love it.
And let's see. I've got four running backs. Let me see. Do I want a fifth right now? Actually, I'm going to take a shot. Jaden Reed is going to be good.
Love that pick.
That was see.
Absolutely love it.
I was looking to put Jordan Love and Jaden Reed with with that combo of picks, but that's okay. That's okay. I've got four quarterbacks that I don't mind being my fourth quarterback. With that one. So all right. So I'm gonna take a quick look at your team.
Sure. I made the
So
fatal mistake of not realizing my quarterbacks have the same bye week, but
oh
I've paid less and less attention to bye weeks. I used to really um try to work them out but there's so much value to be had when you don't pay attention, and half the time, you deal with injuries, you deal with, there's so much you already have to deal with. Obviously I wouldn't have wanted 3 quarterbacks with the same bye week, but um I really try to look at value above all.
now, yeah. I mean, nice balanced roster. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Let's see. Going back to okay. So we're 2 picks away for you. So you're done with quarterback by this point.
Yep. I'm looking at tight end here, and I don't want to say a name. Well, you know what? Last time I didn't, it worked on me. I want Sam Laporta. I want a piece of that Detroit
Ooh,
offense. Um, and I think traditionally tight ends take a couple years, but I really think he could be one to break that mold. The way that this offense is, and once they got rid of Hawkinson, it's a bunch of no names. They drafted him for a reason, with relatively high draft capital. I think he's the type of guy that I normally go for. I like to take a couple shots at the end of drafts with tight end, and thankfully he's there. So I will take Sam Laporta all day. Oh, and I just realized I
Harry.
drafted TJ Hawkinson and his replacement. So there's a lot of narrative going on in my team, and I didn't even plan it that way.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I like the way it works out. So I'm gonna be. So I'm looking at staring at my. Let's see. With my next picks, I'm at. Let's see. Where am I at? I'm 13 picks away. So I'm going to be around pick 180 at that point. Let me look and see if I could get any stacks with my quarterbacks. And yeah, this is a yeah, not a lot of stacks going on.
This is really a team that I normally don't draft. I normally hit wide receiver early and often, wait on quarterback, and then go a little earlier on on running backs and wait on tight end, but I kind of like the way my team. If I can get some hits at wide receiver, I think I'll be okay.
Now I'm looking at. I'm just taking a look right now, guys. That let me take a look. Let me fill the queue with some running backs, guys that I can remember for later. Uh, let's see. I'm looking at a fifth run. I'm only going to draft 5 running backs. I'm going to go 3, 5, 7, 3.
Okay.
So let's see. So I may grab a tight end this time this round. But I know because I know the quarterbacks, the third quarterbacks. I'm waiting on them.
Another rookie wide receiver that I'm really high on for this year is Josh Downs. I think he could turn it to a security blanket for Anthony Richardson. Sounds like they're already working out. From what I've been hearing, I'm really excited for him this year.
I think he's a great call. Love that he is. That Reggie Wayne really pounded the table for him.
Yep.
So that's when I mean, Reggie Wayne's the type of guy. I mean, a former NFL player, great player. I think he's the all-time leading receiver. It's either him or Marvin Harrison with the
those teams with Marvin Harrison, with Reggie Wayne, and who was the third wide receiver that they had? I can't think of his name.
Well, I think it was for a while. There was Dallas Clark was
right.
There
Dallas
for a
Clark
while.
was there. Stokely there with them?
Oh
too?
yes, Brandon Stokely. Yes,
there was another guy too that they drafted. I can't remember who it was. I'm gonna have to look it up. There's another one. It's just like
the Ohio State guy. I think it was Anthony Gonzalez. Is that?
That's it. That's exactly who it was. Yeah. Man, I could not think of the name, but yeah. He was. That offense was just unreal, and that was in a day and age when they didn't throw the ball like they do today. You know that it's definitely a different game.
Absolutely,
they were ahead of their time. I really wanted to go for that Isaiah Hodgins stack with Danny Dimes because I definitely think there's going to be some spike weeks for him.
Oh, man, that hurt. That one really hurt. I lost 2 guys that I really wanted. I wanted Dawson Knox there. All right, let's. All right. Let me grab Chase Brown because he is criminally underdraft. He's way back.
That pick, absolutely love it because everybody's they're doing their victory lap, saying, "Oh, look, Joe Mixon's still here." Season hasn't started. We don't know what's going to happen. Crazier things have happened. Who knows if Cincinnati just flat out cuts them?
Big time. That's the thing. And you know what? Chase Brown, he's got a passing game element. He may at the very least be a guy. Yeah, one of the things with Joe Mixon that was really kind of I mean, that really boosted up his performance on the season was that 5 touchdown game.
Yep.
So it boosted up his final stats, and I just don't think I think he's started to lose a step. And this team is looking like it's becoming very much a passing oriented team. So, I don't feel bad taking a chance on Chase Brown. So I'm done with running back, and I grabbed Tyler Conklin there. I picked him a little early, but yeah, just to get a stack with Aaron Rodgers. I don't have a stack with Russell Wilson yet. So I'm leaving myself. Now you've already got your third quarterback, right?
I do. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, I got Allen, Daniel Jones, and Matthew Stafford. So I'm set there. This point, I kind of waited on wide receiver more than I normally would. So last couple of picks, I'm just going to be pounding wide receiver. And hoping for those spike weeks with some of these guys. Hoping that Khalil Shakir makes it back to me so I can have a backdoor stack with Josh Allen.
Yes.
So we'll see, especially with Cole Beasley out the door. It's I think he's going to be in for some more targets this year. Now, yeah, obviously I'm. Oh,
are you kidding me?
Lucifer. What a perfect name, Lucifer. You really got me there. I wonder if he's watching. You know what? I'm going to take. hopefully you don't get too mad at me that I'm going to take one of your guys that would steal a stack,
Feel
but
free.
I could
Yeah,
think Hardman could have some big weeks in that
he,
offense.
he's gonna have some spike weeks. He is that kind of player. He's a perfect for best ball player. Marquez Valdez Scantling is like that as well.
Yep.
I very much, I totally agree. Let's see, how many receivers do I have? 1, 2, 3.
Now,
Let's
this is
see.
a fun part of the draft where anybody could go right here.
Everybody's got to go. Everybody's got to go. So 2572. Oh, there's a receiver and a quarterback that I really want to take, but I got to go quarterback and tight end. Oh, I could actually get a backdoor stack if could fall into one there, but let me see what else is out there. I keep looking at this point in the draft, and here we are, round 17. Tyquan Thornton, second-year receiver possibility. He's a dart throw that I like late. John Mechie is another dart throw that I like late.
People forget how good John Mechie is.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm with you. Same thing with Tyquan Thornton. I don't think, I mean, it can't be any worse, the Patriots offense, when they had Joe Judge and Matt Patricia sharing offensive coordinator duties. I think that Bill O'Brien is really going to bring something back to the table. Not an explosive offense, but Mac Jones 2 years ago was a very solid fantasy piece. A QB2 bye week fill in. Not necessarily somebody you would want to start in one QB leagues, but he was solid. And I think that Bill O'Brien, while he was a terrible general manager, he's a great offensive mind and a good coach. And I do think that he's going to get the Patriots back on track.
I think they're going to become a much more manageable offense at that point. I like the offense that the possibility that they're going to have, and they're going to have to throw.
I just got sniped again. I was going to go with another backdoor stack with Paris Campbell, and that did not work out. Now I'm going to have to panic pick because I thought there's no way. Here we go. I'll go with another backdoor stack. Let's go with my guy Darius Slayton. He's due for some spike weeks. He's got some chemistry with Daniel Jones. I might actually got lucky with that. I like the Darius Slayton pick here.
He's and there's been talk. I mean, he's the true outside wide receiver.
Yep.
On that team. So with so many slot players, so he might actually get some deep shots. It's going to be him and Jalen Hyatt who are going to get plenty of work.
Exactly. There. And then our 15 slot receivers and Darren and Isaiah Hodgins, and that's pretty much it.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. Okay. So, all right. CJ Stroud just went. Yeah. Are you grabbing CJ Stroud? Oh, Mike Gesicki. That was painful. That was absolutely painful because I was looking at a stack late.
I'm a Gesicki guy as well, so I'm right there with you. I am. I'm not necessarily in QB1 leagues, but I think CJ Stroud very easily, depending on who traded up for the first overall pick, could have went first overall in the NFL draft. Now, he doesn't necessarily have that rushing upside that you would hope for, but man, does he have an arm. I know everybody loves the rushing upside in fantasy for quarterbacks, but he's got some underrated weapons. Robert Woods, John Mechie.
Oh, who just went.
Nico Collins. Oh, there you go. I'm still a sucker for Brevin Jordan. I know he hasn't done much his first 2 years, but man, he was so good at Miami. So I'm in on CJ Stroud. I just took him as my QB2 in a dynasty startup.
So I went Mac Jones with my last pick. I was toying with Sam Howell, but I'm not quite sold yet.
The thing that scares me with Sam Howell is Jacoby Brissett being there.
Yes,
because he is a very underrated quarterback. He could, look what he did with Cleveland while they were waiting for Deshaun Watson to come back. Everywhere he's gone, he's done just enough. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get starts next year.
Okay, so you're down to your last pick on this one. A few away. I'm done. I grabbed Isaiah Likely as my third tight end there.
I love that.
Yeah, I felt good grabbing him.
Fan.
So, yeah, right there I'm a little bummed. I didn't get any stacks. I did really low. I love my running back room with Jonathan Taylor, Najee Harris, Damian Pierce, and Brian Robinson leading the way with Chase Brown there. I love that group. Um, I could really tell that I waited on quarterback, grabbing Amon-Ra, DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Ayuk, and Bateman with the first 4 picks. So, but I'm going to see if yeah, I don't have any bye week issues with Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Mac Jones. So we'll see how they kind of shake out. All right. So are you grabbing receiver or tight end on this last one?
I think I'm going to go receiver. I thought about going with a third tight end, and generally I do like to, but nobody really that sticks out for me. And I think I'll be fine with both Hawkinson and Laporta. Wide receiver, there's a couple of guys. 12 seconds left. You know what? I normally don't like going 2 wide receivers from the same team, but I am all in on this man this year. Give me some Puka.
Puka.
I really think he can get a lot of catches this year. I think there's a void behind Cooper Kupp that has to be filled by somebody, and I think he can. I mean, he's kind of in the same mold, and that's the type of game that Sean McVay likes to play.
Plenty of
I'll
plenty of
take the shot.
simpatico on our teams.
Yes.
You grab some Rams, I grab some Giants.
Yeah, it's all love. We sharing our love for our teams with each other.
Coast to coast, coast to coast. Yeah, we both like blue.
There you go.
So well, okay. So we're both done. You and I are both done. Last couple of picks. Oh, this is gonna be the very last pick, Mr. Insignificant. Wow, there's some good run. Zach Evans and Izzy Abanikanda, both interesting potential emergency running backs, and Desmond Ritter there as a third quarterback could be something interesting for C.
Zach
Knox.
Evans, especially, I'm with you right there because we know that Cam Akers hasn't been able to stay on the field and give me running back in that Rams offense.
That one's let's see. Okay, C. Knox, who did you grab? I'm on pins and needles here.
It's not showing for me either.
Joshua Kelly? It looks like Joshua Kelly was the last pick.
Okay. Yep, 192.
Okay,
oh no.
I'm glad.
No, there's 192 was the round before.
So he went at 214. Is ADP two? Oh no, it's at 192.
Frozen or
yeah,
it's not showing for me either.
Huh. All right, let's see. Yeah, we still don't have that last pick.
That's interesting.
This is like a baseball game that ends with with a coach's challenge at that point. On the last play of the game. But
or the All-Star game where they run out of pitchers.
Exactly. So I'm just looking at your team real quick. Kupp, Chubb, Josh Allen. Now you said you're regretting going quarterback early at that point.
Yeah.
Who do you think you would have grabbed?
I would have went Breece Hall. I think he's another guy that people are undervaluing. I know he's coming back off a pretty devastating knee injury, but it was early enough in the season, and there wasn't a ton of damage to other ligaments that I'm expecting Breece Hall to step on the field and get right back to where he was. There might be some rust a week or two, but I think he's going to push for RB1 overall next year.
The one thing, the only thing that I worry about Breece Hall is because of the fact that he might not be 100% to start the season. So, Richie James was the last pick.
Okay. Well, I like that. I like that pick.
That's a nice pick. 17. Yeah, I mean, you get him somebody in the Mahomes offense,
right? And there's always those 4th or 5th wide receivers on Kansas City that wind up with those 3 touchdown games. So yeah, I'll take that pick. And Richie James played solid for us last year.
Absolutely solid. So I'm looking. I like that pick a lot. But yeah, looking at your roster. I mean, grabbing Josh Allen. I mean, I'm very much playing the elite QB. Usually, most of my drafts, the last quarterback I want to take, the last quarterback that I want to take first is Trevor Lawrence. It's been
Oh,
between Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert. It's been but usually I haven't had a problem grabbing a quarterback in the second round,
yeah.
or the third round, like you got Josh Allen
Yeah,
there.
that's what I mean. Josh Allen's a guy that would typically go in the second, so I couldn't pass up that value taking him in the third, and it's why my roster looked a little different than most of my best ball drafts would look. But that's it's what you got to do. You got to be water. You got to be able to adapt to the value that drops to you, whether it's best ball, whether it's dynasty, whatever. Uh, don't go in stuck in. I'm doing this strategy no matter what. Take the
I know,
value.
that was the thing. I was trying to wait on, by waiting on quarterback with Cousins and Goff. I may have waited one round too long on each one. I was trying to get each one at a value beyond their ADP, and you know this was a smart room. They didn't they weren't going to let that
Yeah,
happen.
I think we might have had some people watching too. The way that some of those picks worked out, because
Yeah.
just a little too clever there.
Oh man. So, and you know what? I love your AJ Dillon pick.
Thank you.
At 93, that you said it. They're going to run the ball a lot. They're going to I think they're going to really establish the run, and he even last year when he didn't have a great year, he was valuable in the back half of the season when the weather got cold and they started playing those games outdoors. So great pick. And that, I know you waited on running back, but definitely made up grabbing Damian Harris and Kendra Miller there and Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, I've targeting those, like you said, those ambiguous backfields. But I've really started to draft. I used to be a running back early and often type of guy, just because they're so valuable. I've started to lean more into the hero RB
Mm.
strategy. Try to get that one elite guy early, and then just pound those middle rounds, because there's so much value, especially in best ball, where you've got those guys. You get a touchdown, and you're going to have a good day out of your RB2. And as much as running backs get hurt, it's not a wise investment to go early and often anymore,
Oh,
especially with all the committees. So, back in the day when, like I was saying, when we first started, first 3 rounds seemed to be all running backs, and that's because everybody got 20 touches. So it was different day and age. It's not the case anymore.
well, look at this one. You got pass catchers one in the first round. 8 of the first 12 picks were pass catchers, including Travis Kelce in there. So, and only 4 running backs. It just shows you how the trust factor that people have in pass catchers.
Yeah.
But
It's a
but
passing league. I
yeah,
love you getting Jonathan Taylor at the 12th spot.
man, I
Man,
feel like
that
God.
offensive line, getting a guy like Anthony Richardson, that's gonna, the defense is gonna have to worry about him running too. They can't just all come in the box for Jonathan Taylor. They've got some weapons. I think a lot of people are gonna be upset that they passed on Jonathan Taylor this year.
Yeah, and you know what? He's playing for a contract. Player, and especially running backs, they really will do everything they can to get that next deal. So yeah, I'm grabbing Taylor. I mean, I wanted Amon-Ra St. Brown because I wanted Goff later. So I got to remember that. But I loved grabbing Taylor and Najee Harris. Najee Harris, here's the only pushback on Breece Hall that there's two bits of pushback that I give on Breece Hall. Well, Ramondre Stevenson went before, but for ADP for a while there, he was going after Breece Hall. And Najee also, and I just look at those two guys getting full workloads with some pass catching upside, and they're not coming off a torn ACL. I like that, and especially I really like the offensive line upgrades
Yeah.
that the Steelers have made this year. So
And now she started to play better at the end of the year.
yeah,
Once he got that, I think he was a lot more hurt than he let on at the beginning of the year. He had a steel plate in his cleat for the first couple of games. I'm with you. I'm getting a lot of Najee Harris myself. Like I said, I tend to target the post type sleepers, because those are the guys that you can get at a value and have the ability to jump up value of a few rounds from where you have to draft them from.
Yeah, big time. And grabbing Rogers, I mean, maybe I waited. Maybe I should have grabbed Kirk Cousins around earlier. I think I was kind of waiting for Jordan Addison there. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's going to be rejuvenated this year. I think
I think
he's
so.
going to. I think this is kind of like the rejuvenation team. I got Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. That tandem, and
And
grabbing Mac Jones. Yeah, it really is the rejuvenation
yeah, it
triumvirate.
is. But that's the type of, I've probably said value like 500 times on the stream today, but that's what wins in fantasy is getting that
Mhm.
value, getting those guys, not buying high, not buying guys at their ceiling, you know, getting them where, they're going to return value even if they don't necessarily hit their ceiling. And I think where you got all those guys, especially, I'm with you on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to go nuts this year. He's such a dick and he's such a spiteful guy. I could see him wanting to give a middle finger to everybody that said he was done, especially the Packers, and just go out and just go off.
I think it's going to be fine, and I don't think it's going to be a 1 year deal with him.
Yep, I'm with you.
I'm gonna stop sharing so we can just chat. Um, let's see. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry, I'm gonna figure out what's going on with my light, but yeah, overall, now today, I know we talked about different things. Was there a guy that you get consistently every time that you're trying to get that you made sure you got today?
Um, Puka. I really like him
Uh,
at the end of drafts. I just think that he's going to be involved in this offense, and somebody, he gets a touchdown, could be a real sneaky value, and he's costing you next to nothing because guys around that ADP, you're just taking shots. It's a lot of them are running backs that people hope are going to get some run that don't or get injured or something like that. So, Puka is one of them. And I've started to come around on Nick Chubb. I was not necessarily out on Chubb, but he wasn't a target of mine. But he's going to have this backfield to himself. And that's all we've ever wanted from Nick Chubb was just to get the volume because he is a monster. He's one of the best runners of the football in the NFL, not just a running back, but he's like I said, he's capable of catching the ball. Like they put him out
yeah,
wide sometimes. And when they had both of the guys in the field, and I've seen him run routes. I mean, he's obviously not a wide receiver, but he's capable. And I'm excited for Nick Chubb. And I got him in, was it the second round? I think I got him.
yeah,
I'll,
you
I'll
did.
take that. End of the second, I'll take that all day.
To grab that value and then get Josh Allen there at the end. That I like that. I mean, at the end in the next round,
Right.
when a lot of people are grabbing Josh Allen, where you got Nick Chubb and you got
Right.
both of them, so that's because that Chubb wasn't going to last
Right. Yep.
to that point. The next round, I think. No, I think that was fun. That's why I love doing these. I mean, that's one reason, and also just to hang out because
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. We don't get to enough. I wish
oh my
we say
goodness.
all the time, I wish we lived close because we would be doing it regularly in person. But
God, exactly. We'd be doing it. We'd be doing it. I'd be next to you. I'd be putting a mic next to you, and we'd
exactly.
we'd we we'd
That would
just
be so
be.
much fun.
Oh my goodness.
Just
Who
get to
knows?
move
Maybe.
out, move out east. You know, you-
Well, maybe in a couple years. I got the kids
I was gonna
done with
say
the
your daughter went to college, right? So
yeah. Once I get them out of the house and everything like that. Oh my goodness. Mi amigo. Let's close up shop and then we'll chat you and me. But point us to what's big things coming with Front Yard Fantasy. Always fun stuff coming.
yeah, absolutely. And we just announced today. I don't even know if you saw it yet. A couple hours ago, Joey and I are going to start doing a mock draft show on Friday nights. We're both dads with kids at Friday nights. We're not going out to bars and clubs or anything like that. We're at home. So, like, you know what? We did a spontaneous one last Friday night. It was a lot of fun, and we had a pretty good crowd. So, Friday nights during the off season, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, Joey and I going to be doing mock drafts. We did a Scott Fishbowl mock draft last week. We'll just be going through them all: super flex, one QB, tight end premium, third round reversal. We'll just be rotating through, and it's how Joey is. We had a lot of fun. It's just like hanging out with you. So it's and JL is allowing us to have 30 seconds of pro wrestling talk each show. So we'll also add 30 seconds of pro wrestling talk. But yeah, we're excited about that. And just, our normal, we've got the the Fantasy Football Game Show Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got some other stuff in the works, but that's pretty much the big two right there. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic, Familia. I always have a good time when I'm with the FYF crew. It's just it is just like being with family, with my familia. So
Absolutely.
Familia, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to re-release this as a video so you guys can hopefully learn a little bit. Going to be seeing some other stuff coming up. So NFL Legends an NFL Legends interview is going to be popping in a couple days. I'll tell Jay offline.
Ooh, I'm
But yeah,
excited.
just lots of stuff coming up on Familia FFB. Please make sure you're giving us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Por favor, give us that thumbs up, por favor. And also one last, again, you've been watching it. Go to underdogfantasy.com. Go to Familia 23. Get matched up to the first $100. Make sure you're getting in there. So keep having fun with us. Maybe join in on a live draft that I'll be doing. I'm going to be doing them all. I'm going to keep doing these till they stop being fun, and I run out of weeks to do them, and the season coming along. So maybe at some point I'll do like one of those Pomeranians or something when
Yeah,
he
there you
gets
go.
close to the season. So everybody, thank you so much. Make sure you're following Jay at GManJ on Twitter. Follow me at Jorge Martin 17 and familiafp.com. Always remember, todos somos familia. Salud.